take a peek. So okay, it looks like I might be live again, so I'm going to proceed like I am. All right. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Joshua. Today is March 19th, 2017, and today I am working on my video game Delver, which you can see the website behind my head here. You can visit it by going to delvergame.com. On the website, so first off, Delver is a procedural fantasy dungeon crawler with RPG, roguelike, and first-person shooter elements. It is an early access on Steam. If you'd like to support us, we'd certainly appreciate it. You can follow the link here to go to our Steam page. We are currently on sale for $7.99. Also, we have a Humble widget. If Humble is your thing, you can do that, and you should get a Steam key when we purchase it from Humble because we say we do. So there you go. Just to give you a heads up, the Humble build is behind the Steam build. The Steam build is the one that we update the most frequently. Cool. Let's go right into just updating what we've been working on. Okay, it looks like I'm up to date. So let me just paste in my little cheat code, or my cheat code, my Git cheat code. No, it's a Git log, one line, since a week ago, with some pretty printing, just to make it legible on stream. Let me move this off to the side here. I always forget that, so my head isn't blocking the screen. Let me see, and go. It's been a kind of a slow week. Looks like, yeah, so on the stream last week, I tweaked the durability of all the items. So if you were here last week, you saw me adjust the durability for the items kind of based on their material. I say material because all it is really just the name. So I think iron is the weakest, steel is the strongest, and then you have the gilded engraved stuff kind of somewhere in between. That goes for both armor and weapons. So hopefully that kind of, again, adds a further like access or access that you can differentiate items on, and hopefully it addresses some of the folks' concerns with item durability. Yeah, there was a weird thing where shadows would disappear. It looks like Chad fixed that. So jumping into lava no longer puts out fire, which is good. You can jump into water to put out fire, and I guess lava probably ought not to do that. And doors can still be on fire when open or closed, so that's good. And then we're playing around with our intro screen, and I think we're landing on something that's just a pretty subtle intro screen. I'll play Delver here a little bit so you folks who aren't familiar can see what Delver is all about. Hey Chad, hey Dr. Kegel, hey Test the Coil, hey that Bluestone, hey folks. Let's play some Delver. Actually, real quick before I get too far, let me see if sometimes I have mods installed and I forget about it. Yeah, so I don't want the Dungeon Mice mod, so let me quickly just do that, and then let's launch it again. Sorry, mice. Yep, so that was it. It's just a real, I like to think it's a pretty classic looking logo, not over the top, kind of has a slight little bit of movement that Chad added, which I do like. Yeah, so this is the start area. There are fireflies. There's a little campfire over here. Campfire serves as a shop and as a little bit of a lore dump. There's a tutorial here. This is all optional. When you start the game, you only have, I think, 40 gold, which isn't a lot. I think you can use it to buy a couple arrows if he's selling them. A new change that came in recently is the shopkeepers now do a little bit of text. They talk about that, so that's cool. So let me buy some arrows. Buy. that was a long little bit of text, but now the second time you go to them, they have a short text, um, which is cool because you want to get to the shop and you don't want to um, have to mess around too much with that. We still have the issue where if you buy multiple arrows from a shop, they don't stack upon purchase, but you ought to be able to throw it and then pick it up, and then they do stack. Eventually, we probably, Chad, we probably ought to get that ironed out, but it's not a super broken thing. I think last week I did track down an issue with the arrows not stacking, and that should be fixed as well. I think I covered that last stream. So yeah, let's hop in the dungeon and see what's going on. Yeah, I really like these new fire effects are pretty cool. The shadow is pretty nice that I have my own shadow. You can kind of see me, like it'll get smaller like the further away I am, which is pretty cool. And then all the interactive things cast shadows, which is nice. I'm not sure if the sprites should cast shadows on themselves or not. I'm not sure if we can actually tweak that, but whatever. Again, we're still in early access. We're trying to get things. Ooh, somebody died and I got credit for it. Speed. But we're trying to get things to a good stable point for a release. Sometime this month, and this month is running out. I apologize. We're trying to get the Steam Workshop stuff up and out there. This morning I uploaded a header image because we have to have one of those before we can flip our workshop live. So the header image is up there now. We've had a few folks helping us test out the workshop stuff. I saw that Javier put a couple mods up there, including the Spanish language pack, which is pretty cool. He also put an item pack, which is nice. We appreciate you guys supporting us, especially the folks who are making mod content. Yeah, where'd that guy wander off to? Oh, he's still running. I have to probably get him with my magic wand. Worn Iron Mace of the Storm. Not great, but it is better than my dagger. So 4 to 6 damage is probably okay. So eventually it will break and I will lose the lightning buff on it, so then it will be worse. And she came out of nowhere. And there. Okay, so let's do, I guess, health. Alright. Get a worn short bow, and that hit me. It's a nice little table with a little candle. Wow, this table is just covered in light. I'll grab the lantern. The lantern can be handy. Put the lantern in my offhand, so I have a little bit extra light, which can be useful. It's nice that it also casts like the little light halo on the walls. It just helps make you feel like you're actually in this world, which is cool. Grab that potion. Oh, I need to go here. I think there was a way. Yes, I think this way I've not been yet. This is procedurally generated, so the levels are going to be a little bit different every time you play. The enemy configurations, loot drops, all that good stuff. Let's see. Okay, that's a dead end. I think I need to go this way. So looks like I think Dr. Keagle's pointing out that if you go like into a menu that is modal, like the game stops but the light still goes. Yeah, I don't know if that's a big issue or not. I think we have larger fish to fry right now. Let me eat some of my consumables because I'm a little low on health. Not bad. And usually I only play until the first level, and then I get back to work. I guess for fun, I could pop down a few levels too, right? Let's go to the sewers, or the cave, and play that a little bit. I'll probably get killed off here really quick, which is okay. Ah, spider snuck up on me. Crap! I'm riding the spider. Ah! 4. Okay. Lucky dagger. So that's something I want to do today. Is lately I've been focusing a lot on making mods for Delver, which is great and all, and it's helped us test out the our mod system to make sure it's nice and robust and all that good jazz. But I think I want to add a little bit of content to the main game of Delver as well. So we only have one unique item, which is that lucky dagger. I'm thinking about making a few uniques today on stream, which will be cool. Maybe I think I'll do some maybe more work towards just the main part of Delver. Before that, though, I'll probably magic shield. That's not helpful. Bread. I'll probably pop into. I have an example mod repo that the community contributes to, which is cool. So I'll probably do some pull requests there, some code review stuff, and then we'll actually get um, to working. Crap. And I'm on fire. That's really bad. Oh man. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Hey Jason, thanks for the host, man. Just playing a little Delver, getting ready to start some work here. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. Let me see. 8AK says, very common issue. Believe there are a handful of things in Strafe that do that. Hey, 8AKA, are you working on Strafe? I don't recognize your handle there. But real quick, let's do a few things. So I mentioned that we're going to look at the example repo, so let's look at that real quick. Make sure that's all taken care of. I want to be as responsive as I can on that. So Delver example mods. So if you don't know about this, you can go to github.com/joshuaskele/delver-example-mods. And I put some mods out here to kind of show you just different features and the things you can do. So the character story pack kind of covers how to make items. The dungeon mice is a very kind of basic enemy tutorial. This is a dungeon section template that shows you kind of the basics of how to make a new dungeon section, that the new dungeon system, so we can slot all the levels together. So that would be really cool. The shopkeeper is just I randomly throw a shopkeeper in the dungeon that sells you cheese. I think we made that last stream, and we have all kinds of really cool cheeses from around the world that he sells. There's the gun mod that I made that adds guns to Delver. It's stupid and overpowered, but it's a lot of fun. And then here are the language packs. The English one is just the one I put up. It's just the English language strings. You don't need to install it. It really doesn't do anything. But these are the strings that we ship with Delver. And this is just as a guide for translators who want to do their own language packs. And then I added this README here, so it tells you kind of the properties of the language pack. So that can be hopefully helpful. And then Javier and Louis Carl have been doing the English and the French language packs. And I think Bluestone also submitted a German language pack, which I'll probably accept. I don't want to make this. I'd rather keep the examples kind of concise, but I think since he's gone the effort to do the PR, I'll pull it in. So German translation. Let's take a look at that. Let me see. So thank you, Bluestone, for submitting this PR. Let's take a look. So it looks like Camp Note, Camp Note 3, Campfire Guy. Nice. I'm not sure what you translated there because he just says ... but that's cool. Looks like got the wizard, and then this is a huge one. The strings.dat is like the main lookup table for all the different strings in the game. So if we want to real quick, let me just go over to his repo. So let me go back to conversation. Let's go to Bluestone, his repo, go over example mods. Let's go to his language pack DE, and let's just download this as a zip. Okay, and if I go to my Delver mods directory, I can just extract that in there and play the game in German, which is pretty cool. Oh, yeah. I am. Hey, Nick, give me a break, man. I am a goof, and I'm kind of like I'm a dad now, so my brain just does not work the way it used to. How the heck are you doing? Downloads. There we go. Language pack DE1. This is the new one. Okay. Then just drop that right into the mods directory, and let's go. The Bluestone says, I'm theoretically finished with the German translation. We'll look it over again just in the upcoming days, but since I watched you last week testing it, I have a feeling there are things that can't translate, and stuff that's still in English, so I wasn't able to translate. Yeah, no, definitely. There are... that's interesting. Why did not pick up the... Did it not find the translation? I thought I just put it in there. Oh, so I'm a dummy. So I downloaded his entire repo. I need to copy just this, and then let's paste that there, and then let's just delete the rest of that. There we go. Let me see. I'm theoretically finished the German translation. Yeah. So as Bluestone is pointing out, there are some strings that I haven't yet got resources for. And it's not 100% perfect, but you can get the majority of the game. And I really appreciate folks letting me know about these. If you see something that isn't translated or translatable, please let me know. Like don't assume I know what it is, because I probably don't. And I need to start just compiling a list of these things so I can actually make sure everything's translated. Yep. So eTalk. So these. I'm pretty sure these, unfortunately, so like this guy's text is pulled from a text file, but like these, I could probably translate that. Like I'll take that back. Shop. Cool. It looks good. All that looks good. Gold. Interesting. Okay. And here. Yeah, this right here probably needs to be translatable. This stuff here, I need to do that. Hey Avram, how are you? And Nick says, working hard back here, doing the strafe side assets that lead to the Super Seeker stuff I'm working on. Cool. Yeah, I know the strafe team is working very hard. Okay, so wow. So it looks like it's doing okay. I was worried about like some of the German text being like crazy long, and it is long, but it looks like it fits okay-ish. I think I'm not sure what Gluck is. Ooh, this looks really nice. Have no idea what it is, but let's. It does more damage. It is kind of a trip to be able to play my game in a different language. It is very cool. I appreciate all the folks' hard work and support. If you are interested in translating the game as a mod, please feel free to reach out to me. Or if you have any other questions or all that good stuff, you can always contact me directly. My email address is joshua.skelton@gmail.com. I try to be as responsive as I can, but sometimes, I'm a little slow to answer email, and I apologize, but I try to get back to everyone who emails me. Cool. It looks like ice damage. Yeah, it looks like a good chunk of the stuff is translated, which is pretty cool. So let me just go ahead and yeah, let's just accept this PR. I think it's in a good spot. So merge pull request. Do German translation, confirm merge. Cool. Comment. Nice. So this PR is closed. And now if you go back to the example mods, now we have in the language pack DE, which is cool. So everyone come back from The Hague, a lot of work to do. Hey Tesla Coil, hey Javier. So that is cool. Pull requests. I think Javier said he added new strings. Found a branch for conflicts. Resolve the conflict should be good for merging. So it looks like Yeah, just some string changes. It's just wording, nothing major. It looks like. And it looks, oh, he added the stuff for the merchants, which is good. We recently added the merchant dialogue, so that was not there. The ultra graphics setting, which is new. This looks this looks fine. I will go ahead and just merge that pull request as well. Thank you, Javier. I appreciate it. Hey, DMX, thanks for joining chat. Right now, I'm going over pull requests for the Delver example mod stuff. Um, See, I'm still conflicted about this whole spear mod. 'Cause it's cool work, and I appreciate the spears, but I already have an example of how to do items. So Bluestone, I'm trying to think. In Bluestone, if you want, Bluestone, why don't you email me, and I'll see if I can get you access to uh, some of the workshop stuff if you're interested in getting it submitted to the workshop early. So I would love to see this mod out there. I just don't know if example mods is the best place for it to live. That's cool. Thank you, folks. Issues. So Javier opened up the missing UI loc strings. Okay, so again, folks, if you find more missing loc strings, just add it to here. I'll use this to track that. Looks like also it looks like level XP and gold are from the inventory screen are missing as well. Cool. Yeah, so Javier said, I did notice Javier uploaded his mod, so I can do it. Maybe just pop up and take a quick peek. I'll show off some of the people. So there are folks who have, some of our testers have submitted mods already, which is really cool. So let me pull that up. So but it's kind of tricky to get to right now because since we haven't like fully like flipped on the flag for our workshop, um, it's hard to navigate to. All right, so here is the potential. This is the Delver workshop page. Again, you won't see it quite yet. We haven't turned it on unless you have the early update 14 build. So Javier has uploaded the Spanish translation, and he's also uploaded this weapon expansion pack, which is pretty cool. And I know there are other ones too. Let me try to see, how do I get to browse items? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there are a few more out there. There's some test ones we probably need to delete. Let me see. Looks like Chris. This is his Hyperlight Delver mod, which is pretty cool. Excited to play this. He plays the Delver, or as the Drifter and the Guardian. He's added armor and weapons, which is really rad. He also added a crossbow. Looks like Dakota's added a few things. They're not named yet. I think Louis Carl has added the French translation. I still need to. I like what Javier did here with just having the little like the flag color thing and then the text there. I do need to eventually get some sort of boilerplate stuff made for this for folks to use. The Bluestone is asking, how do you get the 14 update preview? Just email me at my email address, and I will hook you up. Yeah, I mean, if you are modders and you have content that you want to test out on the workshop early, just go ahead and email me, and I can get you access to the workshop early. Cool. Again, it's joshua.skelton@gmail.com. Okay. Empty groups of items crash the game. So we have an issue on the Delver repo to track that. I looked at that one. This one I've looked at. Equipping item from slot 1 makes you... Wait. Equipping item from slot 1 makes items you swap with disappear. I think this is an issue. I know Javier was talking about it. Let me see if I can test it real quick. Because if so, I'll add a good repro to that. I am Wibbly is asking, has anyone started a Brazilian Portuguese translation? I believe one of my viewers, he goes by Guy here in chat, like Guy some number. He's emailed me the Brazilian translation. I haven't tested it out yet, unfortunately. Sorry, Guy. Oh, let's uninstall the German translation because that will make it hard for me to play. Okay, so again, Javier, if I'm messing something up, please let me know because I think you said like equipping something from slot 1 makes the item swap disappear. So I think something like, let's create another dagger. Well, how about something different? It's like, oh, I should be able to tell if it disappears, but melee 1 sword. Okay, so trying to think. Trying to think what the repro for this was. It says use an armor item. Okay. Well, hey, Michael. Thanks for stopping by. I somehow physics my poor armor into the void, it looks like. Let me just spawn some more armor in. No, that was not armor, Joshua. Armor 1, the armor, cool. So you're saying like that? Was this the, oh wait, so I equip this and then it fills with again, I'm not following the repro, Javier. So have something in slot 1 and then swap with it. Spawn 2 armors. Armor 1. Okay. Equip 1. Put 1 in slot 1. Use. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, let me. Yes, repro. Let me just. I can edit this. Repro. Steps 1 dot. Equip armor on your body. Put a piece of body armor on the hotbar slot 1. Active need to be hot. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, no, again, if you submit issues and it's a little fiddly, please just include these repro steps These are just basically the steps that tell Chad and I how to go through and reproduce this thing. Also, let me go ahead and create a matching issue on the Delver side. So issues, new. Let me just pop it over here. Just copy this, Control C, Control V, edit this, Control C. This sounds like a Chad problem. This is a bug that is player reported. And I guess assign it this milestone. That we might need to start pushing some of the existing bugs out. I also have a feeling, so this is, okay, cancel. Cool. Created an issue. Track this. Cool. There we go. I think that's enough for the mods, but if you're interested in how to do mods, look out here. This mostly is update 14 stuff, so some of it might not work with the current release version of Delver, but it should give you an idea of how to get started. Okay. Hey, Gunner Live 12. That Bluestone says, it seems like of the worm string didn't work. Unfortunately, I don't have a good, easy way to spawn items with specific. Well, I guess I could create one manually, but as long as it should work as long as they match up. I'll take a look at that here later. Let me think. What was I doing? So let's take a look at. I assigned this to the March milestone. This is the stuff that we have scheduled for the March release, and I believe some of the stuff is done. And I think Chad fixed some stuff last stream while I was streaming, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, so the strings are case sensitive. I'm not sure if I should make that the case or not. Maybe not. But yeah, so basically, what Javier's pointing out is on this ENUS stuff for the data strings.dat. Like if you change the key on these translation items, like this, like you change this value, the Delver engine just simply won't find it anymore, and we'll just use the English one. So of the worm, yeah. So if you change this string at all, even capitalization, it'll break the translation, and we fall back to the English. Yeah, so you shouldn't touch this property. Don't touch this property. This is the one you translate, and this one I leave notes in there, or you can leave notes. This field isn't used by the game, but is used by people who are translating the game. So if you slide up here and look at maybe some of the menu stuff, is where I use it more. Where like one of many possibly text snippets shown on the windscreen. So yeah. So this is just saying that there are many things. There's like a bucket of things will show on the windscreen, and this is just one of those. So that's what this comment field is for. It's just for the translators. Cool. So these are the things that we still have yet to do, and I think Chad fixed some of these. Let me see if I can just quickly repro them and see if they do or do not repro. Like I think I confirmed that this delve edit thing is fixed. Because basically, if you launch the editor and you did edit undo, it would crash the editor, but now it doesn't. So let me close that bug. I think I saw that one. I thought I closed that bug, but maybe not. Edit undo crashes nothing to undo. This is fixed. I don't have a commit, but I'll just close that. Go back to the milestone. Josh does show wrong. It says of the worm and of the tempest with lowercase t. So are the strings wrong on my end? data strings about that. Oh, they are wrong on my end. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah. I will fix our strings here. They should, as long as they match up. Yeah, I'll fix them. Let me just tack that onto. So the issues, UI look strings, looks like the key for the translation strings on the following are incorrect on the side of the worm of the arcane, and it looks like the something tempest. I'll just do an audit of all of these, but at least I'll capture the ones that are currently messed up. Okay, so let me see. I think Chad also fixed this one. The sprite beam should support atlases. Let me just launch the editor again real quick. I think we have the option to do that. I think I even verified it last stream. I just didn't close out the bug. Sorry. So basic sprite beam. So here is our lightning sprite beam, which you're probably familiar with. And then if you just go here, the texture, see if I change that to, I don't know, item, and then that. Yeah, yep, so that creates weirdness, but that is behaving as we expect. So again, you can specify your own like temporal particles, or like you can do crazy stuff like that. So as long as it's honoring this, it's all good. Here's the old lightning sprite for those of you who've never seen it. Cool. So I will close that bug. Next, close and comment. What other issues do we have on our March update? This one's pretty vague. I'm just going to push this one out to the next next milestone. We keep working on it, and I don't know, like I keep saying that if we need specific deliverables on this, otherwise we will just never, like tasks that broad typically are hard to complete because you don't really spell out what needs to be done. Yep, I just created that one. I'll assign this to Chad. Sometimes on macOS people have issues with this, and I'm not quite sure why. Let's see, empty groups. Sometimes do edit our times just erase everything in the groups they're placed on. Okay. And again, these might not be blocking issues on the update, so we may just push them out. This high DPI mice one's been sticking around a long time. Lava modes fountains are not spawning. I mean, some of the stuff we might not just be actionable, so we might just push these out. I don't know. Amazonic says, can you please adjust the lighting in the sewers a little? It's way too bright in there for underground place. Yeah, sometimes my choice for design of areas and items aren't necessarily realistic, but they are stylistic, just so that every area feels different. I might tweak the light. I might tweak the sewer areas a little bit just to change the look a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll make it darker. I'd rather err on the side of having things a little on the light side than of the dark side. But yeah, I'll take your consideration into, or your suggestion into consideration. So that's cool. Let me take a look at, yeah, so I was going to make some uniques. So let's do that. Let's make some unique stuff. So that Bluestone says it would be nice to know how to add new floor, wall, ceiling textures. So I have that out on my. I have oh man. So on my Delver example mods, I have a branch that has this sci-fi area, this dungeon section advanced, and it's kind of spiraled out of control. And um, um, like I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like I've spent a lot of time on it, and I don't like. I've spent. I don't know. Like it's becoming a black hole of productivity. Um, like I've just spent so much time on this darn thing, and I haven't really got to a point where I like it. I eventually want to deliver it, but it's just not quite there yet. That's mods, and this does show that off. Um, hey Chris, how the heck are you, sir? Uh, are you still in the U.S., Chris, or are you headed back to New Zealand yet? Yeah, so this shows you how to do new floor, wall, and ceiling textures. It shows you how to do the randomly placed bits and the randomly selected textures. And also, like, it's not complete. As you see, there's still some cruft like that that needs cleaned up. Um, again, it's a work in progress, but I don't want this to like I don't want this to hold up the shipping of um, the update. But like my time to work on this is just really minimal, and this like creating a new area in Delver takes a lot of time and effort. And for those of you who don't know, I am a stay-at-home father, so the majority of my day is spent taking care of my son, and my hours to work on Delver tend to be pretty small. I tend to have maybe 2 to 4 hours a week to work on Delver, so I have to be really kind of careful about how and what I choose to work on. Yeah, so this is an example of that. Cool. So yeah, so Chris is a developer from New York. Also, he goes by Chesney500 in the chat. He's a developer for a company called Lunar Rooster, making a game called Sky Noon, and they were recently at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, which is really cool, and I'm very happy for them. And from what Chris has told me so far, it sounds like it went really well for them. So, congrats, folks, and hopefully your first trip to the U.S. was a good one. Okay, so items. Let's make some items. Let's look at. So I already have. So we have this unique, the Forgotten here, and we have this one which I haven't actually done anything with. Um, um, Strafe Royale. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh Lord. You guys make the craziest stuff. Um, yeah. I've split out all the melee items into their own texture sheet, and I'm thinking I should probably also split out the uniques into their own texture sheet. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things too where this sword like is one of the more recent ones I made, and these are some of the first ones I ever made. So the quality kind of goes up over the numerous years I've been working on this project. Um, so let's just create a new sheet. So file new. Um, Actually, I'm just going to duplicate this one. So it is image size is what? It is 256 by 128. So file new 256 by 128. Okay, let me grab these here. Control C, then I'll just paste them in over here. I think that the pommel of the sword rests nicely on that grid. Yep. But I need to go down. There we go. Let me delete the background because we have transparency on the items. And then over here, I need to delete those. Control D, Control S. And let's make some crazy unique items for folks to find in Delver, because right now all you can find is the lucky dagger, and if you could always only find the one unique item, they're not super unique. So let me just make a copy of that, and then I'll just make the broken version of this, whatever this is. I was thinking of having like some story around a group of folks who wielded different different swords, but they're all like the swords are all from kind of like a similar group, like um, I don't know, but they're like so you have like just similar variants of this that were sent to different people. Um, Nick says the original swords are good too, but I think that has a unique, really works with well, there's more rounded look. Cool, yeah. Thank you. Let's get the old tablet set up. Testacoil says I would love to go to some kind of game developer convention like PAX or South by Southwest. Yeah, occasionally I go to those. I typically I go to PAX West. I've been going there for the past 3 or 4 years now. So if you folks are heading to PAX West, let me know, and I'd love to chat with you about game development or Delver or whatever. I've been to GDC before, but it's harder for me to get down there now that having kids and more responsibilities makes life a little makes it challenging. I love being a father. But on the other hand, like I'm not as free to just like pick up and just run off to California for a week. Again, this is so file save as. This needs to go to it needs to be a ping. We have melee, and this is going to be unique. Unique. Save. Cool. Yeah, conventions are fun, and they can be useful for feedback purposes. I guess last December I did an event here in Seattle called G2, which was really cool. Like I got to meet a lot of Delver players. Oh, I guess my there we go. What is my Zoom doing? And I got to it's always fun meeting people who have played Delver before, and it's also nice meeting people who have never played before, and I get to show them my game. I don't know what's going on with my Zoom. I'm gonna close Photoshop and restart it. Yeah, but it's always interesting to sell it to somebody for the first time, and when they kind of get it, it's really 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 cool. Amazonic says it would be cool if the first area of the game was a forest. We had to fight against spiders after you make it through the forest and you find the campaign entrance to the dungeon. Um, Chris agrees it would be nice to have an outdoor level. You can certainly mod that in. That is something you can certainly do. Tesla Coil says, would the room system support that? Yeah, you could certainly support that. You just have to look how we do this the start map, the camp, and then you just have to make sure to set the sky to a certain texture and the walls to a certain texture, and you should be all right. You might have to fudge a little bit with the very outermost edge of the outside. It would still like have to be like room shaped, but you could probably make hills and stuff and trees to block off. So even though it would still be like a connected set of rooms, it would still feel like outside, probably. Okay. So what should the lucky dagger look like? Time to bring up the old Google. If I just search for image, lucky dagger, what is that? Lots of game stuff. Lots of game stuff. Yep. I guess Lucky Dagger is a very video gamey thing slash Ed Hardy thing. Oh goodness. Let's not overthink it. Let's plop in a dagger, and then let's just start seeing what we can do. Control C, Control V. Okay, and I'm gonna get rid of all the color information. I'm just gonna make it a silhouette so I can play with a nice shape for the thing. So I think that typically or tends to be more important than actually having a nice pixel rendering to begin. Something gold. Well, right now on the uniques we have a lot of gold. I mean that could be a theme, I think. What if could make it pointy? Daggers are pointy, right? Again, here I'm just looking for like an interesting shape and not necessarily worrying too much about anything else. I don't know. I like things mostly with a straight sort of. So we have the handle. You don't want to get too long because you want the swords and daggers to be differentiated. Yeah. So every moon shaped, kunai shaped, dollar bill shaped. Um, does killing with a lucky dagger yield more gold? I don't think we can do anything quite like that. Our the way that our items hook up to things isn't that sophisticated. Um, a kunai shape. I think a kunai is like I think it's a throwing dagger. Kunai. Yeah, yeah, that could be interesting. Um, let's see. Let me just throw this up here to the side, if in case I need a color pick, or just to make sure I don't get too crazy big with the size of the darn thing. So I think the handle should be roughly here. Scimitar would be cool to add. Um, I guess I could just rotate my view, right? Instead of craning my poor little head. That might be easier. So that's kind of an okay shape. For a moment, I thought Photoshop would react to me having the Control J, edit, transform, flip horizontal. Nope. Yeah, I think that Control Shift Z, Control T. Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing is like you change your perspective, but then it assumes that like it doesn't remap any of the keys, so it's kind of useful. Let me reset my view so my brain isn't so broken. Okay. So that's that. So I think if I yeah, let's do this and just delete half. Turn that on. be, let's merge this one down. Okay. Cool. That's a shape. Java Source says, "Hey Joshua, how's it going? Things are good. We're finally up here in the Northwest. We're finally getting some okay weather, so it's not dreary 100% of the time. So that's appreciated. Uh, Let me just, folks who are suggesting making it gold. So let me try and see what that. Try that out for size. Take care, Chris. Thanks for popping by. Safe travels, and yeah, take care. Cool, thanks. Yeah, just again, just trying to find a good look for it. I mean, a lot of this is just experimenting, trying to find. You want it to look unique and kind of reward the the player for finding something cool. I think how did I something like. For some reason, when I draw, I make noises with my mouth, so I apologize if I'm making like weird like. I just apologize in advance for doing that. I realize that it's like totally like irrational and like there's no real benefit to it, but for some reason I do it. There's this color here that I'm not really getting much use out of. Let's do the sellout on the bright side in that. Maybe the sellout on this side. Maybe I can also make some sort of weird thing like this. Blue Stone says, "What about making a dagger that has a shiny black blade?" Um, Funny, unique items like a swordfish. Nick says, "No, apologize for making stupid noises. I'm a dad now." Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I realize, like, I knew that like life would change when I'm a father, but man, like, it's changed me a lot, which is cool. Um, but yeah, okay, let's do something cool with the pommel here. Yeah, because I guess like when becoming a father, like when I like interact with my son, I am like way like over the top expressive, just so he can kind of get the drift of like dad's being funny now because I guess he's a child, he doesn't learn all the subtleties of language, so um, I find myself just like in conversations with adults also being like over the top, uh, which my wife really loves, let me tell you, but it's good for him, so I'll keep doing it. Amazonic says, "Have you planned on adding any new wands to the game?" Um, it would be cool to add new wands. I don't like. We never really have like hard and solid fast plans. We try to have like a good outline of what we'll be working on, but we never really um, like 100%. I don't know. Like I never really commit 100% to any one given thing unless like it's super broken. But like as far as content, I tend to be a little bit more freewheeling as far as that stuff goes. I'm just going to pull some colors off of this grip here. It might not be the same style of grip, but at least I want to. I think this it could be cool. Yeah, just because these vertical lines read a little bit better than like doing the horizontal ones, but I'll try horizontal, and if it looks bad, then I will. I'll do something different, obviously. I think they're too close together. I would need some sort of. Let's see. Yeah, not feeling that. What other kind of grips have I done? The little stripy ones, or then just kind of a solid color one. Yeah, new wands would be cool. So that kind of also implies that we'd have new spell effects to go along with them. Like whenever, like typically whenever we've added a new status effect is when we've added a new wand or scroll. That is kind of uh, how that's happened typically in the past. Doesn't mean it has to be the way that it always is. It's just it's kind of the thing that we've fallen into. Is there something wrong with my color picker? No? Okay. It seems like I introduced a weird color in there. I'm not sure where it came from. I don't have pen pressure turned on, do I? No? Weird. Okay. That looks so much like this grip. What if I did the red? That might be a nice, I mean, because the gold and the red there is kind of a cool thing to do. And of course I put it on the wrong layer, so Control V. And here, let's do Control J. Move that up. Turn that off. Turn these off. Delete that. And then turn these back on. And these should all be my ref stuff. Ref. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. And of course I did it immediately again. Oh my goodness. Because I'm a doof. Let's go down here, create a new layer. Let's start with the hottest and go backwards. Maybe that makes more sense. Tengu Knight says, heard I'm doing epic gear. Hey, Tengu Knight. I'm doing unique stuff, yeah. It will probably have, I don't know, it depends on the item, I suppose. They will, I mean, all the items have durabilities. And if you watched the last stream, you will have noticed that I tweaked the durabilities on all the items. So the steel stuff will last much longer than the iron, and then the iron is the weakest, and then the gilded and um, uh, the what is it? I think engraved are somewhere in between. So with melee weapons, there are different levels. Like finding an dagger at the beginning, with more powerful steel dagger towards the end. With wands, you're finding the same wand. Yep. Yep, that's true. Okay, I didn't give myself a lot of room to work with the broken version, so let's just cut off a big chunk of it, and hopefully that will read as broken. Okay, I think that's all right. Let me merge that, save that. Let me hook up a lucky dagger, and so I need to define a new sprite sheet. So assets, data, sprite sheets. Let me move for melee, and then underneath melee, I'm going to create unique. Unique 8, and it's called unique.ping, and is the unique sprite sheet or sprite atlas. And then we go to items.dat and let's look up unique. Sprite atlas is unique. It is the text and broken text. So the text is that's 8 across, so it's 0, 8, 9. So the text is 9. The broken text is 1. Let's save that, and then let's run it. Tengu says, will you add scimitars at some point? Axes could have a broad strike that deals, maybe. I know folks have begun modding that stuff in, which is cool. Like, I don't know, like I want to have like a nice kind of just small tight set of things that Delver ships with, and then let the community create all the crazy stuff. I do want to have, that said, I do want to have a content bump before we release. Yeah, yeah, I think that works fine. One of the cool things about the uniques that people may or may not know is uniques, they scale based upon your player's level. So right now this does 1 to 6, but if, oh Joshua, so let's spawn in here, so I think this is relatively safe. So I'm going to spawn in a lucky dagger, and then I'm going to level myself up a bit. Whatevs. And now if I spawn the exact same unique, it does 4 to 12 versus this one does 1 to 6. So that's kind of an interesting thing that we're kind of trying out. That so hopefully that means that the uniques are always going to be kind of relevant to whatever level you're at. Because I guess the thinking there is we didn't want you to find an underpowered unique when you were high level, and we don't want you to really find a super overpowered one when you're low level. They still will be powerful, and it's going to be a balancing act, but we're trying to figure that out. Yeah, Javier has created a mod that's adding all kinds of crazy stuff. The mods, yeah, they're not canon necessarily, but they depends on how the author balances them, right? They could be a little bit of anything. Yeah, thank you, Evram. Yeah, the scaling we're trying to do is I can't think of off the top of my head of games that have done that, but yeah, we're trying to like again a lot of the decisions we're making when we're making Delver are trying to prevent grind and trying to like keep you moving and keep you going forward. Okay, so if I remember correctly, the Forgotten is a special thing you find on a certain level. So because that one's hard-coded into the level, I need to go ahead and fix that. Levels, cold area. Yeah, so spoilers for those of you who may or may not know. There is a secret item in the library part of the cold area. Yeah, so right here is the Forgotten, and there's just a small chance that when you play on a particular run that you can get it. I just need to update the text to unique and that one, and then the broken text to that one, and there we go. There's the old Forgotten. Whoosh. Sweet. So file save. And I need to figure out what the name of this one is and what it does. So Nick, there isn't a way to open that the big door in the cold area yet. I've kind of been saving that one. I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. So let me just start blocking this stuff out right here for this one. So let's add another unique. Let's just copy this whole block. Control C. Control V. Tab. Clean that up. And this is going to be sword something. It is a unique. The atlas is unique. The texture is 08 1624. And broken text is 16. Let me look at the stats for like a steel sword. So the steel sword is 6 and 4. Let me just copy these stats out of there. So base damage is 6 and rand damage is 4. Durability. Let's make it really durable. Let's make it 70. Add just a touch more knockback. Give it a little bit more reach. And maybe make it faster. 1.5 speed could be interesting. Or is that the wrong way? Let me the reach 6.5. Let's make it 7.5. Save that and let's check it out. Yeah, sorry, Nick. Yeah, I did get an email from one player saying that they had leveled themselves up to like level 30, and they used a potion in combination with running to propel themselves through it. But we may have shored that up since then. But yeah, people tweet me every now and then who manage to get behind the door. Yeah, I think Good Night. I'm thinking of a name for that broken sword. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think I wanted them to be a set, and each sword in that set belonged to a different wielder, and then maybe those wielders had some sort of relationship. I'm just trying to imply that just through the items. So uniques, and then there's this sword. Sweet. Wow, that is super fast. So maybe not. I don't need to really bump the damage stats because those will bump anyways when you level. Maybe I should slow that down just a touch because 1.5 is super fast. 1.25, which should still be much faster than a regular sword. How fast is this? It still feels pretty quick. If I were to spawn in a steel sword, I think it's 2? No, it was 3. Melee 3 steel sword. Yeah, this is way faster. Now it's using the attack set from the dagger, which might not be appropriate. Maybe it's more appropriate to have the. Let me see what iron dagger, iron sword. So sword attack, slow. Is there just a sword attack not slow? Dagger attack strong. Now, let me just pop over to animations.dat and see what I got here. Sword attack strong. Sword attack slow. Sometimes we do sword attack and sword attack strong, I guess. I mean, it might also be interesting to do custom animations for these too. Just something to think about. So, what if I kept it sword attack and dagger attack strong? See how that feels. Yeah, no, game physics are always a funny thing because there's like I think a lot of Half-Life 2 speedrunning is involved around breaking the physics system. Um, yeah, I think that feels nice and speedy. Um, now just to name this darn thing. Um, okay. Name, like sword. Naming a thing is always hard and weird. So right now, maybe I shouldn't worry about that. Maybe I'll flip back to art, and I'll think about names while I'm doing art. So right now, right now we have 3 uniques, and they're all like swords, and maybe like yeah, like I think some folks are pointing out that magic users aren't getting enough love. Um, could I make a unique wand? How would that work? Other than just making it just do lots of damage, so that's not terribly exciting. Um, I don't know. Maybe a unique one could be cool. So let me. So I think I'm just gonna throw like I eventually want to break out all the items so that the melee has its own sprite sheet. Actually, I can do that right now. I think. Let me just start breaking other items out too. So because I think a lot of the items still live in this items this giant item sprite sheet, and it's kind of hard to manage because we're running out of room, so we start squirreling stuff into different places. Like the bows are all down here. Um, um, yeah, so Tesla coil. What I did if you look at my example mods, I added a tome item that is a passive item for your offhand that just boosts your magic stat. Just is like a thing to hold. Let me repositories, GitHub, developer example mods. Crap. Let me flip over to master and look at, not that. GitHub Commons, character story pack. Yeah, so here I added, so there's the grimoire, and you have the open version. And then also you have this guy's weapon. This is a set for a character that kind of, and I need to get this uploaded to the Steam Workshop too eventually, but this is his item set. I'll probably tweak that a little bit too. So Bluestone says, what do a wand attack that fires a missile in midair as missile splits? Yeah, that stuff we can't do with mods, or right now easily in engine because of the way our spells work. They're not super flexible. Basically, the wands basically just spawn a projectile that just does damage. That's it. Like I mean, I guess there's lots of room for me to play around with that. Like I'll just make some wands, right? We need unique wands, and I can solve that problem. I just shouldn't worry too much about it. So we have two different types of wands. We have wands with crystals, and then wands that are like natural found objects. Because yeah, if you look at all the melee stuff versus the magic stuff, it's kind of highly in favor of the melee stuff. And then we also have the archer stuff down here. So the archers have 5 different kinds of bows. Mages have 5 different kinds of wands, and then melee has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 18 different kinds of melee weapons. So let me worry about some of the uniques. Keep on that theme, and I'll split out the stuff in different sheets later. Let me just as kind of a ref. Let me just copy these, then go into my unique sheet and then paste. Then maybe make a unique wand or two, just so the magic players out there get some love. So Tengu Knight is asking if there's a bug about Amulets of Health or Amulets Wolf do nothing. That was broken with the current update. We have since fixed it. Yeah, it is not intentional. The wands aren't aligned properly. Oh, that's true. That doesn't really matter so much, Evram. I'm just using them as a reference right now. But I think I've done it here so that the center of the wand is roughly in the middle of the sheet, just so things look nice. Again, right now, our wand system, it creates an entity that does damage that has a type on it. That's all the more sophisticated it is, unfortunately. Right now, I'm trying to not. Again, I'm not trying not to add too many new features because eventually we do want to ship this game. So I'm just trying to see if I can work within the constraints of what we have right now. Yep. No, the storm wand is kind of. I was thinking of some sort of animal's horn that's been pulled out of its body that you use to shoot. I assume you point the tip at it and it shoots out lightning, or whatever. These things aren't always practical. A lot of times they're just silly or just made to look cool. Generally, I just try to make stuff look interesting and not worry about the real world use case so much. If I can make it make sense in the real world, that's great. But if If not, I'm not going to sweat it. Um, um, actually, actually, instead of making uniques, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but okay, let's do so file new. I think it was 256 by 128. And then if I still have this in my, I still have that in my, and these live somewhere like that, I think. Yes. Like, let me file, save as, mage items. No, I'm in the wrong repo. GitHub, Delver, Engineer, assets, and these will be melee, and this will be wands. And I guess it wouldn't be hard for me to make just upgraded versions of existing wands. Um, so these would be like lesser wands, and we'd have like greater wands, which with just kind of beefed up effects, which would be doable. And then I can just my alt key stuck somewhere. There we go. Control E, Control S. I thought I saved this already as wands. Ping wands. Yarp. Okay. Close that. Nope. And then similarly here, let's go to our spritesheets.dat. Let's add in a wands.ping, call it the wand sprite sheet, save that. Let's go to items, look up wand, and then let me see, missile wand. Text is 32. Text is no longer 32 for the missile wand. Text is, let's close you out. Let's go to, oh, I need to open it up. There we go. So missile wand is now 0. 0. And Atlas. Yes, right, Atlas. Lucky dagger. There we go. But now I need to go down to wands. Missile wand, text 0, and sprite Atlas wands. Then fire wand. Text is not 34. Text is 0, 1, 2. 2. So there we go. Ice wand. Text is not 35. Text is 1. Let me see. Yeah, I don't really like the old wand textures. They were okay, but I thought they were too samey and kind of blech. I added the ones with the jewels in them because I think they read more like magical stuff. Just kind of what, again, kind of leaning into what people expect. Paralyzed wand is texture 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then where's my storm wand? Storm wand. Text 1. That's not correct. That should be text 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. So I messed up somewhere. Here we go. This is the one I missed. This is for the ice, which is 2, 1. This one. Okay, now that I've changed all that, let me just make sure I haven't broken the world. No, I really appreciate you folks liking my old art. But again, I'm trying to improve things. I just didn't feel it was really up to snuff. So Evram says, do you guys merge sprite images into one atlas or switch textures? If so, texture switching optimized? I I'm not quite sure. I think Chad merges them, but I'm not sure. So missile wand, fire wand, ice storm, and paralyze. Yep. So that all looks correct. It's green-ish. I mean, if you put the paralyzed wand next to it, then it's definitely like not green. But yeah, again, it's just a green-blue color because I thought it looked interesting. Yeah, no, I'm just going to I'm going to do that suggestion, but I'm going to take these and make these look even crazier. I think maybe I'm not sure. Um, yeah, because I think it would be nice to have a wand progression where things do get more powerful. Um, Yeah, it's an interesting visual design thing where you want them to look similar enough that you understand they're in the same family of things, but you don't want them just like if I just make the gym just a little bit bigger, they're hard to differentiate, you know? So I'm trying to figure out, just trying to explore different looks to make that more interesting. I mean, I could have like a lesser ice wand, an ice wand, and a greater ice wand. That would be also a thing to do, where these could be the middle tier. Something to think about. Um, so like, I'm not sure that makes sense for the paralyzed one, but for the other ones that might make sense. Are there going to be javelins at any point? I have no plans on making javelins. Why do you ask? You could mod that in, I guess. You could mod like it'd be kind of like a bow, I guess. You could do something similar to that. Let me see. So for this guy, I could go crazy-ish. I'm just gonna start throwing down pixels, and we'll see where we end up. You know, let's not worry. Again, let's not overthink it. Let's just make cool stuff. Again, and I think silly's kind of okay. No, I get that, Tengu. I guess I'm saying I just don't have any plans of doing stuff like that. Just to be, completely honest with you. Like again, I'm trying to minimize the amount of new content that I add, just so we can actually get the game finished and shipped. Because at this point in time, like Chad and I have been working on this game for a long time, and we really would like to see it, in a nice, complete, and good state. I mean, but again, we're not trying to rush it out the door, and we will take the time to make sure that it's good. But we have to start drawing, lines in the sand somewhere about what we will and will not include. I'm not trying to dismiss or discount anything you might be suggesting, just so you know. And we may go back and add the stuff too. It's just at first blush, I'm trying to be a little resistant as to adding lots of new stuff. Yes, it almost looks like a sword at this point in time. It looks crazy. I don't know if that works or not, but okay. Um, I'm not sure how much I like that, but yeah. Would I like it more if, what if I dialed that back just a touch? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I could just make them smaller. There's also a thing to do. Everyone says I really have to work on the first tier ones. I want to keep the non-symmetric stuff for the natural ones. So like the ones over here are the found items. Those will be non-symmetric. And I think typically for man-made now the man-made stuff is typically has some sort of symmetry to it because I think just as creatures we humans like to do symmetry. Yeah, I don't know. Well, my thought is all these are man-made. Um, but I think I understand what you folks are saying. Let me see if I can just do just the ice wands and see if I can get a good feel for them. So let me just remove this. I don't know if that matters or not. Um, yeah, right now there is no poison wand. That might be something we could do, is have a poison wand. That might be dialing it back a little too far. Maybe I could find a happy medium somewhere in there. Again, I'm trying to keep the color themes similar so you understand that it's still like in the same kind of family of things. Got Refill says, get rid of the pommels. No place for them on a wand. Just a little tiny baby pommel um, on these here. Just a little pommel. I think that's an okay progression. Yeah, I think I'm getting there, Avram. I think I'm getting there. That might not be a bad suggestion either, Tesla. Make this one just a little. Also, maybe having this like visually larger too helps. You know. So let's go that way and just see how that works. I'll probably need to go the other way as well. Again, having it like physically larger too also helps sell that it is like an upgraded version. It's a subtle thing, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, the head on that might be too big. It almost looks like a bludgeoning weapon at this point in time. Let me try. Let me grab this, and then can I just do a little nudge that way? And let me pull these in even further. I might be getting to a better place. Maybe. We will see. And again, I'm also thinking too, like if you notice with the melee weapons, the melee weapon progression is also important because it doesn't go from, like if you look at the, for example, like the swords, the daggers have the fastest attack speed, but they do the least amount of damage. The swords have the slowest attack speed, but they do the most damage. And then these are kind of a balance somewhere in between, but not perfectly in between. So with the wands, I'm also tempted to do something like where, like for example, the ice. This one might have the most shots shots per or particles per shot, but it might also have the fewest shots, right? So like more shots, smaller amount of particles, medium, something. I'm trying to find a way to balance them out. So it's not like bad, good, best, but you have different interesting choices to make, which I think this could be cool. I think this would add quite a bit of life to the mage game as well. So I'm excited by this. So let's real quick, let's try prototyping this out. Let's just try hooking up real quick. So let's look for ice wand. So this is our ice wand. I'm gonna copy that. I think now the wands actually don't have the same kind of tier system as um, these guys do, which we probably ought to fix. Item manager, wands. There should be a wand size, pick wand, copy, wands get. That's just an array of wands, whereas I think with get random armor is a little bit more involved where, yeah, so this is going to take a small refactor to make that work correctly, because it would be nice to also have a progression flow where you find better wands the further you get into the dungeon. But right now, you just have a random selection of wands, so I'd have to refactor that slightly. But I have about 15 minutes left on my stream. I typically do, so for those of you who are new to the stream, I stream every Sunday at noon Pacific time. For about 2 hours, I work on Delver and answer questions, talk about game dev, talk about Delver. So getting close to the end here. I guess I can really quickly just prototype the item and then change it back later. But I guess my point being is that I'm going to have to refactor how we handle the way wands are defined and dropped, which worries me because this could potentially then break mods, so I might not be able to do it this way. So maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to break existing stuff. So that's the big consideration, because after we release our Steam Workshop stuff, we have to be really careful about the changes that we make. But let's say this is a greater ice wand. Number of projectiles is say uh, 10, and it has, let's say, the most spread. Not sure which way to make this speed. Explosion, that's all good, that's all good. Charges, 4. Where's the damage on these guys? Spell attached, explosion, spell color, charges, base damage, random damage. Okay, there we go. It should be defined on the ice wand as well. Yeah, base damage, random damage. So I will also, let's make that like 9 and 3. Let's see what that looks like. Yep. Let's also change the texture on this. It should be 0, 1. That's 9, 17. 17. And then for the ice wand, texture should be 9. Let's see what that looks like. wands, greater ice wand. So something went wrong with the texture atlas or something, or the index was not correct. So let's look at the greater ice wand. Texture 17, is that right? 0, 8, 16, 17. Did I not save this? Save. Which is why a lot of cases I put those magenta colors in on the sprite sheet so I don't get invisible stuff like that. So I'll probably do that here real quick. Yep, so I simply didn't save my changes. So there's that. There we go. Yeah. Feels nice. But again, it doesn't have a lot of shots, but it should do the most damage of all the wands. Greater ice wand, 4 charges. It has double the shots and more than double the damage. So that could be cool. But it is just kind of like a fire hose where it just sprays stuff out. Use it. There we go. Magic. And then now I get another charge back, which is pretty cool. It's useful so far. Again, it's tough finding a balance for these things so that they're not super overpowered, that they're just different rather than better. Cool. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, it's probably better for large groups of enemies. There's somebody back there, yeah. There we go. Oh crap. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think the storm wands being different types of animal horns could be cool. Again, as long as they use the same color scheme, I'm fine with it. There we go. So yeah, I think that's okay. I think I like differentiating the wands a little bit. Yeah, there's a normal ice wand, which is cool. So Tinker Knight says the old musics are a lot quieter compared to the new ones. That's good feedback. We'll probably need to balance it out eventually. Again, audio is not really, I don't really know anything, unfortunately, about audio. So I'm not sure what I could contribute there. But yeah, we'll take a look. It's definitely like a polish pass at the end, trying to get a nice holistic view of our product is important. And this should be text 1. And number of projectiles, let's say 3. It's going to have maybe the smallest spread of all. So we make this 15 and 5. 5. And maybe make the damage 2 and 2, and then just give it like 20 charges, something like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to like this is just like gut. I don't know. Is music? I don't. You'd have to ask Chad that. I don't know if music quality is based on how close to death you are. I know that we do play sounds and magic missiles. I mean, Chad may have done that. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so if I go K, wands, lesser ice wand, K, Wands, Ice Wand, then K, Wand, Greater Ice Wand. Yep, so they visually all look different, but hopefully they all look like in the same kind of family of thing. And then this guy has a lot of charges, but doesn't do a lot of damage. This one has more charges, more projectiles, does more damage. This one has the most projectiles, the most damage, but the fewest charges. Hopefully that is a way of balancing it out. I might bump up all these just a little bit, so maybe 24, 10, and say 5. Let's play with this for a little bit. I have just a few minutes left on my stream, so if there are any questions you are dying to ask, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll just play a little bit of Delver on my way out. And I'll stock myself up with Ice Wands, and we'll see how that works. So wands. So I have a lesser Ice Wand up there. I'll give myself an Ice Wand and a Greater Ice Wand. Cool. There we go. Oh, there's a trap there. There we go. All right. I've got my shield and my wand. Yeah, I think this was a good suggestion, folks, about having just more variety with wands, even though they're not like. Because we obviously do it with the melee weapons of having like a tier of like just a weapon progression. Having a wand progression makes sense. There we go. That door took a lot of damage. So, let me see. Tingle Knight says, how about a name called The Abandoned? Again, I want to make these. I want these swords to feel like they're part of a set. So, like, kind of like. So I want there to be a small set of unique swords, and each one sword has a different kind of look and feel. But similar in shape, maybe, but they all kind of correspond to a different. I don't know. I'm just playing around with the idea in my head. Hopefully that comes to fruition. If not, I apologize. Bluestone says, "How did I choose the awesome art style of Delver?" I don't know. Like I've been working on Delver art for a while now. It was kind of one of the first things I kind of fell into that I felt I could make well and decently quick. And again, I like to keep it. Fairly lighthearted, just because I work on this a lot, and I don't want to be like living my life and like working on making grim art all the time. And also, like I like to show this with my family. I don't want to make something that's makes me like apprehensive about sharing my work with them. Not that I'm against violent games or anything, but I think for me it's nice to have a lighthearted art style. You know, keeping it low, like low poly and pixel art is helpful because I can crank it out fairly quick because my time for working in Delver is pretty limited. And also, I think it makes it easier for folks to make mods too. If you don't have to have like super advanced tools to make content for it, I think that's also a plus. Oh man, he is really. These guys are tanks. And also, the Ice Wand is the one of the wands that does the fewest amount of damage. I think paralyzed wands do no damage. Crap, I just ate the fireball. Um, there you are. Yeah, I don't know. I just worry that these aren't differentiated enough quite yet. Like, um, I don't know if that matters or not. Anyway, to me, it matters, I guess. I don't know. I think I like the direction it's headed, though I may push the differences a little bit more. You know, also thinking too, like, even though the weapons spawn at certain points in the game, you know, like you find like level 1 items on level 1 and level 2 items on level 2. Maybe if the wands don't necessarily play along with that, that's okay. Again, if they have like maybe it'll help the classes play a little bit differently too. Not sure. Just something to think about and consider. Okay. Um, does charging up a wand increase its damage? Nope. Charging up a wand just zooms you in a little bit and brings up a crosshair for you. Testicle, I liked the idea of adding offhand spell books as a way of making Magic more interesting. Do you consider adding support for different books that have different effects to the base game? Right now, they can only do what any equipables do, so they can just add like to your basic stats. That's all they can really do right now. Cool, folks. Let me think. So we had a pretty productive day. Played some Delver, made some changes, answered some questions. Thank you for all your support. To the folks who have bought Delver, I certainly appreciate it. That financially supports me and enables me to keep doing this. And those of you who watch my stream, thank you so much. It really motivates me every Sunday to look forward to making the game and sharing how I do my thing with you. It's just something I look forward to every week. And I thank you so much. I will see you next Sunday. I used to do bonus streams, but now that my child daycare situation is a little bit different, it's harder for me to do bonus streams throughout the week. So next Sunday, I will be back making more Delver content and hopefully getting much closer to having a release ready for you folks. Take care and have a good week.